Hello again. I have the first part of this presentation on calendar and the academic calendar. And I wanted to start by saying some general comments about how the university is set up and how you fit into the university, because this is really all about your degree in the next 4 years in your life. And so I'm hoping that our, I seem not, oh, there we go. Sorry, the page, remember I said something about hiccups? Okay, so this is our agenda for the next 35, 40 minutes. I'm trying, there we go. Okay, that ought to be the biggest bump we have. Anyway, you've joined the University of Toronto, and as a result of that, you've joined a very large academic community of learning and of research. We happen to take up 180 acres in the middle of the downtown Toronto area. And on the downtown campus, also called the St. George campus, we have 62,000 students. If you are to add the students at University of Toronto at Mississauga, which is 33 kilometers east of the downtown, west of the downtown core, and University of Toronto at Scarborough, 33 kilometers east, the total student population at U of T is 93,000 students this year. There's also 3,500 faculty. There's 44 libraries, a petabyte of electronic holdings, which happens to be an alarming amount, and the University Health Network, which is the largest hospital network in Canada. There's much to recommend U of T. This is not a surprise to you. You obviously did your research before coming to U of T, but what I want to say is that today and in the years ahead, you will learn more and more about what this university has that is uniquely appealing to you. You've also joined the Faculty of Arts and Science, which is the largest faculty within the University of Toronto. This faculty is made up of 7 colleges, 29 academic departments, 45 interdisciplinary centers like cinema studies and the Center for Ethics and the Center for Indigenous Studies. And together, these academic units offer over 4,500 courses every year that belong to 330 different programs, and this faculty educates 28,000 students each year. It has a lot to offer, and again, so much so that it can offer both new and traditional approaches to the same topic of study. It can also offer novel research opportunities that can cut across disciplines. Basically, arts and science has a breadth and scope that is literally unparalleled in Canada. Choices abound in this thriving academic community. Within the community of arts and science, there are, again, as you know, 7 colleges because you chose one and you chose Innis. So you did choose one of the 2 smaller colleges. We expect that by September, we'll be welcoming about 550 new students. And so if I were to break those out by legal status, half of our students this year in first year will be Canadian citizens. Another 10% will be permanent residents. We'll have 1, perhaps 2 convention refugees coming in, and that means 41%, so rounded off to 40% of our students will be study permit students, international students coming from one of 32 different countries from around the world. And the country after Canada that's best represented is China, followed by the United States, India, Hong Kong, and then it's very possible that many of you here see your country represented in that list. So we know you've joined, and you know you've joined a large academic community and a large faculty of arts and science that has lots of choices. And perhaps you know exactly what it is you want to study, and perhaps you're trying out many areas of interest, but we want you to know that we know you're here to learn and to apply that learning. And remember that you're not doing this degree alone. We've already heard in the welcome session, you've joined a supportive academic community at Innis that wants you to succeed. And there's lots of good advice at Innis as well as around the university to help you succeed. You've heard from the people already this morning. You've heard from Maddie and the Office of Student Life team. There are other first year students who you'll hear from, upper year students who you'll get a chance to talk to a little later today. There's mentors, there's dons. Professors are surprisingly easy to talk to and can also offer great advice. There's specialized services that Senna has already hinted at, and I'll talk a little more about in a minute. And there's also online resources, including 3 that Innis Registrar's office hosts. And one of those is a starter kit, which includes posts and videos about life as a student. And Starter Kit also has a WeChat component. And Andrew Yin is actually with us today. Andrew is an Innis student who has been, who is responsible for launching our WeChat. Morning, Andrew. We also have Ask a Student, which is a very popular opportunity for students to write in and ask questions. It gets at least 150 hits a year, and it receives probably over 100 questions a year. And we also offer Fast Forward, which features alumni who share what they did as students and also what they've gone on to do. So it gives you a chance to compare what you're thinking of doing to what other people have done before you. Anyway, the point of this slide is to point out that there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of information to collect. And it's kind of what people do at the university. They do research. When it comes to your own plans for the future, use those same skills and do the research necessary to create the options for you to help you to succeed. If you're stuck, the Innis Registrar's office can help. As I mentioned at the beginning of this day, we focus on one-to-one advising, and our appointments often include topics like academic interests and aptitude and your personal motivation for study. And we can also help you out with scholarships, awards, and financial aid, experiential learning opportunities, which I'll touch on before I wrap up, and further professional or graduate studies. So the Registrar's Office actually meets with over half of Innis students in one-to-one advising appointments each year. And I'll say it again, we aim to provide an atmosphere of trust, confidentiality, and comfort. If when it's necessary, we can also refer you to other supports around the college, around the university, and even in the city of Toronto. So in the next days, weeks, months, you might be looking for some help strategizing, choosing your courses, or ironing out your academic or financial or administrative details, or even come September, maybe adjusting to new learning styles, or juggling your personal and work priorities, or wondering what to do with a degree. In all these cases, we're a reliable first stop for accurate information and for sound advice. Also keep in mind that equity, diversity, accessibility, and Indigenous reconciliation are fundamental values at Innis College, as they are at U of T. And around the university, these values are supported by policies and, more importantly, resources for an inclusive environment and one that works actively against discrimination. So I'm going to wrap up the talk about the Innis Registrar's Office by saying what qualifies us to be a reliable first stop. I would say it's the fact that the five of us are custodians of an awful lot of information about registration and enrollment, fees and funding, rules and regulations, petitions and appeals. And with our accumulated experience, we can offer you objective, personalized advice and help you create opportunities to excel. So if you're feeling at all restless about any matter of being a student, your registrar's office is a good first point of contact. Other really helpful resources around the college that also offer one-to-one help are the Writing Center. We have a learning strategist, a very helpful librarian, a career educator, and you've already met Sana, our community wellness advisor. You've also heard a bit about the Office of Student Life. You've already been invited to the mentorship program. You'll hear more about the Innis Cultural Connections. Once you are a student here, Innis offers the Insight Peer Mentoring Program and an Alumni Mentoring Program. Beyond Innis, there are, of course, all sorts of resources, but I just wanted to highlight one in the Faculty of Arts and Science, and that's the Sydney Smith Commons, which is both a physical location where students can study when we are back after this pandemic, but also an online community that offers Arrive Ready, which you heard about in messages that you got last week. It's a summer program. Probably everyone knows already, so I don't need to go on about it. Registration started on the 10th of June, but they also offer meet to complete and recognize study groups through the year, opportunities to work with others and to concentrate on your studies, and they have online learning. Departments and academic programs can also be really helpful when it comes to offering advice. And finally, if it feels like there's a lot out there at the University of Toronto, the fact is there is. I already talked about 330 programs and 4,500 courses. There's also 14 student life departments with 166 programs offering 130 services. All these things are available to help our students. Everyone doesn't need to take advantage of everything. What we need you to know is that these opportunities are available for you should you require them. And when you do, they're there for you. And one of the things I would like to say is that the picture I put up here of student life with the graphic on the right, it says feeling depressed, feeling distressed, sorry. Every page in the Student Life website has this link in the upper right-hand corner. And it can take you to, so that in the middle of the night, if you're feeling distressed, you can click on it and it will direct you to my SSP, which is my student support at the University of Toronto, which is a 24-hour immediate support. And it works around the world, which has been fantastic through this pandemic. People can help in 35 languages and also by chat in simplified Chinese, English, French, and Spanish. And there's also in Ontario, there's Good to Talk, which is similar to Kids Help Phone. So that's my general comment about how the University of Toronto and the Faculty of Arts and Science and Innis College can help you as a student, because this is all about you and your degree. I want to say a word about arts and science. And I realize that this is my penultimate set of slides, which is unfortunate. So that's yet another blip in this, but in the Faculty of Arts and Science, I think I've already made pretty clear that there are lots of choices available. And what I would like you to understand is that these choices are there to take advantage of, and don't feel that it is too much to absorb. Take in what you need, and if you're looking for something and can't find it, be sure to reach out to us. There is argot and jargon and acronyms and code words that can feel a little bit overwhelming early on in this process. In fact, I feel confident saying that, you know, the difference between now and 60 minutes from now is that you will understand some of the phrases and acronyms and short forms that are even mentioned on this page that might mean little to you now, but will mean more in a few minutes. But just to point it out, 100 series courses is the same as 100 level courses is first year courses. Some people say A&S, some people say FAS, it's all the Faculty of Arts and Science. Charlie Kyle already talked about the first year foundations. They come in different flavors. There's the first year foundations ones program, the first year foundation seminars, and the first year foundation seminars at Innis. The student web service is sometimes called the SWS. You'll hear it sometimes called Rosie, that's the administrative side of it, but it's your ACORN. A lecture is an L. To take a course for credit, no credit is CR/NCR, but it also comes up as CNC sometimes. There are also, like fall winter session is also fall term plus spring term. Why? Because that's what happens at the University of Toronto. And a timetable is the same thing as a course listing. Also some things that are not quite the same that you'll hear about. And I'm going to skip over this in the interest of time. And I'll just point out that, you know, sometimes people refer to the faculty, which is the Faculty of Arts and Science, and sometimes they just refer to faculty who are instructors. And again, term versus session is worth pointing out. They're kind of different, but basically there's a first term and a second term in a fall winter session. Trust me, it will mean more in a few minutes. Denise is about to explain to you the degree requirements that are required to get a degree in the Faculty of Arts and Science. I'm wrapping up my session by telling you a little bit about what that degree gives you. A degree from the Faculty of Arts and Science, whether it's an Honors Bachelor of Arts, an Honors Bachelor of Science, or a Bachelor of Commerce, every degree gives you breadth of knowledge, and Denise is going to talk about the breadth requirement, but you get richness of the arts, complexity of the global structures, and a variety of structure and the varied structures, processes, and concepts of the social and natural world. You'll get depth of knowledge by studying in at least one area of study, your program of study. And every degree ensures that students graduate with competencies in learning and in applying learning. Those competencies are laid out, and they are very specifically critical and creative thinking, communication, information literacy, quantitative reasoning, and social and ethical responsibility. Every student graduates with this. One of the ways that is carried out is by ensuring that students get to integrate skills and knowledge. And these integrations of skills and knowledge come in the form of capstone courses. After in your final year, you will often find yourself within your program taking a capstone course, which is sort of a summative course that helps reflect on your entire 4 years. There's independent studies, internships, field courses, labs, studios. Jumping to the bottom, we're just introducing this year the Arts and Science Internship Program, also referred to as ASIP, which is new this year for second year students, so it will be available to you next year. These are all experiential learning opportunities. I said at the beginning, we know that you've come to learn and to apply your learning. Students apply their learning while they do this degree. We don't do these things in sequence. And so there are all sorts of opportunities available to students, and it is really governed only by your reaching out and accessing them. Some are paid, some are not paid, some are part of courses, and some are extracurricular. Some prepare you for work, and some are community-minded. They can occur on campus or in Toronto or even around the globe. Anyway, whether they are related to your academic curriculum or their extracurricular, these experiences can deepen your understanding of course content and perhaps focus your direction for life beyond your undergraduate years. Your experiential learning is governed largely by your interest and drive to get one. Anyway, there's likely an opportunity to road test an academic program in a professional environment. It's definitely not one size fits all. Nothing at this university is. It is designed so that you can pick and choose what's going to work for you to make this university experience the most exciting thing possible for you. That does require a couple of details and specifics, and that's where understanding the degree requirements comes in. And this is where I'm going to hand it off to Denise, who is going to guide you through the academic calendar and those degree requirements. Thanks. Over to you, Denise. I'll stop sharing.
Okay, thanks, Donald. All right, I'm going to get my slides up. Here we go. Okay. Hi, everyone. Once again, I'm Denise Gray. I am the Associate Registrar for Recruitment and Transition in the Registrar's Office, one of 5 members of the Registrar's Office who are here to serve you as students. We're going to spend the balance of this portion here before our break talking about the academic calendar and the degree requirements that you need to complete so that you can earn your degree from the University of Toronto, which is your goal. Okay, in the lower left-hand corner here, I will draw your attention to the link to get to the Arts and Science calendar. When you click on that link, you get to a page that looks like this. This is the home page of the academic calendar. This is an extraordinarily comprehensive document that has all of the rules and regulations, rights and responsibilities of being, the intricacies of being a student. It used to be printed. Imagine the number of trees that sacrificed their lives to the printing of this document because it was about 1.5 inches thick. So now we have this available to you online and you're welcome to peruse it, and I encourage you to do so. I'll draw your attention to the top dark blue banner here. You can find information about the calendar. Degree requirements. We're going to spend the balance of this talk before the break talking about your degree requirements. Rules and regulations, sessional dates, which are really important. When does school start? When is your first reading week? And so on. And then your rights and responsibilities as a student. And then we'll also spend a little bit of time talking about this program areas A to Z, which is a really useful planning tool for you to find the different programs that are available here. Okay, so when you click on degree requirements, this button here, link there, you get to a page that looks like this. And there are 2 different links from which you can choose. You can find the degree requirements for either an honors Bachelor of Arts or Science or Bachelor of Commerce. And what we'll do is go through these degree requirements one at a time so you have a better understanding, and that will really help you to, that will help inform your course choices when you're choosing what it is you want to take next year. Okay, so when you click on the link, it looks like this. It's pretty simple. There are 5 different degree requirements that you need to achieve in the next 4 years or so that you are a student here with us. And we'll go through these degree requirements one at a time, starting with the number of credits you need to earn. You need to earn 20 credits in order to meet your degree requirements. Courses here are valued at 1 full credit or a half a credit. And you take a combination of full and half credit courses to make 20. 1 credit is also known as 1 full course equivalent or 1 FCE. You'll see the term FCE in the calendar quite a bit. So 1 FCE is 2 half credit courses or 1 full credit course. How do you know the credit value of a course? Well, in the course code, which is, here's 2 examples of course codes, the second to last character will either be an H or Y. If it's an H, it means it's valued at a half credit. If it's a Y, it means it's valued at a full credit. So you take this combination of H and Y courses, and if you are doing the math and you know you need to take 20 credits and you're looking to graduate within 4 years, then you should plan to take 5 credits per academic year. And the academic year is September to April, and that's considered to be 100% enrolled. You can take up to 6 credits during the academic year. We don't recommend it. It is an extraordinarily heavy course load, but it is possible. And you can also take up to 2 credits in the summer. Okay, so speaking of credits, we have 4 different levels of credits: 100, 200, 300, and 400. 100 level courses are considered introductory. 300 and 400 level courses are considered senior level. Out of your 20 credits, at least 13 need to be at the 200 level or higher. And at least 6 of those credits need to be at the 300 level or higher. So again, doing the math, this means that if you're looking to take 20 credits and you need a 13 at the 200 level or higher, then you should have planned to avoid taking more than 7 credits at the introductory or 100 level. This could be impactful for students who are coming in with advanced standing credits from AP courses or IB or GCE or some a program like that. Or if you're coming in with transfer credits from another university. It's okay to have more than 20 credits at the end of your degree. Just know that at least 13 need to be at the 200 level or higher. Okay, programs. Programs are known here as either programs of study, or post. A program is a grouping of courses from one or more discipline. It's your academic focus. This is what you have come here to study. This is what you're come here to do or learn about. Students will choose their program at the end of the session in which they've completed at least 4 credits. So for most of you, that will be in April of 2022. We have 3 different kinds of programs: specialist, major, or minor. If you choose to pursue a specialist, you're specializing. So a specialist requires anywhere from 9 to 16 credits to complete out of your 20. A major requires fewer credits, between 6 and 8. And a minor is always 4. If you are looking at the arts and science degree requirements, you'll note that this is actually the only difference between an honors Bachelor of Arts or Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. For all other degree requirements for the programs are the same. For the honors Bachelor of Arts or Science, you have 3 different ways that you could choose your program completion. You could choose at minimum to do either 1 specialist or 2 majors, or 1 major plus 2 minors. For Bachelor of Commerce, you only have the option to pursue a specialist, and you have 3 from which you can choose: management, finance and economics, or accounting. Now, of course, you could do more than what is required at minimum to earn your degree. You can actually take up to 3 programs. You can pursue up to 3 programs, but no more than 2 can be a specialist or a major. So if you end up doing 3 programs, at least 1 of them has to be a minor. I often get asked as an advisor, what is better? Is it better to do a specialist, or is it better to do a major plus 2 minors? And the answer really is, it's very individual. There is no better that's right for everyone. Let's say you are thinking about pursuing a PhD in chemistry. Well, in that case, for you, doing a specialist as an undergraduate in chemistry probably is a better option. But let's say your goal is to work in diplomatic relations in Latin America, where they speak Spanish. Well, in that case, perhaps doing an international relations major and a double minor in Latin American studies and Spanish might be a better option for you. It really is a question of depth versus breadth. If you're doing a specialist, you're diving deep into that subject matter. If you're choosing a major plus 2 minors or 2 majors, then you're having a much more broad spectrum from across the scope of the Faculty of Arts and Science. The next item on the list is your cumulative grade point average. This chart here is a grading chart. You'll see that on the left-hand side of the chart, you'll see percentages. Your grades are given out in terms of percentage. 50% and higher is passing. Anything below 50% is failing, not passing. These ranges of percentages translate to a letter grade, A through F, and each of these letters has a grade point value on a 4-point scale. Your cumulative grade, this is ultimately the column that will make the most meaningful to you in the long run. Your cumulative grade point average is the sum total of your grade point values divided by the number of credits attempted. And in order to be eligible to graduate, that sum total, calculation needs to be at least a 1.85 or better. At all times, in order to be a student in good standing, the university expects you to maintain a cumulative grade point average of 1.5 or better. Okay, and the last item on the list is the breadth requirement. So the breadth requirement is sort of your general degree requirement within your undergraduate studies. This is a way of ensuring that you don't spend 20 credits worth of courses in one focused area. You will need to branch out and take courses from across the scope of what the faculty offers. Nearly all of the courses in the faculty are slotted into one of these 5 broad subject headings, these ones here. And you can see just by the titles of these subject headings, you can get a kind of a sense of what kinds of courses would fit under which category. There are 2 different ways to fulfill the breadth requirement. One is to either take 1 full credit in 4 out of the 5 categories, or you could take 1 full credit in 3 out of the 5, plus a half credit in each of the other 2. But if you're thinking, how am I going to do this plus all of my program requirements, know that courses that you take towards your program also contribute to your breadth requirement. So let's say, for example, you're a life science student. You will be taking a full credit in chemistry, and that covers breadth category 5. You'll also be taking a full credit in biology, and that covers breadth category 4. You may be taking a half credit in psychology if you're interested, let's say, in neuroscience. That would be a half credit in breadth category 2. That's 2.5 out of your 4 already out of the way without even trying. And then you can think about taking courses from other areas for your electives. Let's say a course in cinema studies or history, which would cover the other categories. All right, how do you know what courses fall under which category? Here's 3 examples I've taken these directly cut and paste right out of the calendar. So in the first example, Hungarian 100, you can see at the bottom of the course description, right at the bottom it says, it falls no surprise under breadth category 1, creative and cultural representations. This next example, Anthropology 100, this course, actually you'll find 2 different breadth categories. So it straddles 2 different breadth designations. You'll only find this in a full credit course. So in this case, because it straddles 2 different categories, it will count as a half credit in breadth category 3 and a half credit in breadth category 4. And rarely, there are a few courses that don't fit any breadth designation at all. And so it's not listed. You can see this MGT 100 course has no breadth designation. So if you're thinking about it, how I mentioned that you can resolve your breadth requirement where you can take 1 full credit in 4 out of the 5 categories, and you're thinking, I already know there's one category that I'd like to avoid altogether. You should know that the university does not expect everybody to be good at everything. And there are courses that are designed to help students from one discipline fulfill a breadth category in another discipline. So I have a couple of examples here to show you. So here's 3 more examples of courses that are in the sciences that are really designed for students who are not in the sciences to fulfill that breadth category. So language that you want to look for in the course description are things like this. This course, this Magic of Physics course, is designed as a breadth requirement course for students in humanities or social science. Or this chemistry, 200 level chemistry course, this is intended for students with no science background, but it still counts as a breadth category 5. Or this environmental studies course, environmental breadth course for students in commerce, humanities, and social sciences. So there's no expectation that you'll be participating in any labs or that you have any background knowledge in the sciences in order to be successful in these courses. Okay, so now, as long as I get my screen sharing done properly, we're going to dive into the calendar so you can actually see it live how it works. Okay, hopefully I did that right. So this is the Arts and Science academic calendar for 2021, 2022. Here's those degree requirements that we were just talking about. I'd like to draw your attention to the upper left-hand corner in this program areas A to Z. This is an alphabetical listing of all of the departments and programs that are offered in the Faculty of Arts and Science. It's extensive. And I would encourage you, even if you know what it is that you wish to study, to go through this list and see if there are things that jump out at you that you might want to learn more about. Because you will use this page in the Arts and Science calendar to figure out what courses you need to take to make yourself eligible to apply for your program at the end of your first year. So let's use economics as an example. So I click on economics, I find a brief introduction of the department. This is really important. Contact information for the subject area experts in the department who can tell you specific information about the programs and the courses that they offer. And then a list of the programs. So again, for our example, we'll use the economics major. We'll tell you this is a major. So remember, a major is between 6 and 8 credits. The major for economics takes 7 credits to complete. And here's what you would take in your first year: economics and first year calculus. And here it even tells you what marks you need to achieve in order to be successful in getting into the program. So you would take economics 101 and economics 102, or economics 105. Incidentally, if you see a slash between course codes, it means or, a comma or a semicolon, or the word and means and. So you would take these 2 half-credit courses or this 1 full credit course and achieve those marks in order to be successful in getting in, or one of these first-year math courses. For any student who's pursuing a program that requires math, in the timetable session, there'll be more information about the different variations of first-year calculus courses. Okay. Moving right along. Some other things I want to show you about this program areas A to Z. Donald talked about the first year foundations. Well, you can click on F and find a full list of all of the first year foundations. There are over 100 of them. These are courses that are specifically designed and actually restricted enrollment to just first year students. Or perhaps you're looking for all of the departments that offer life science courses. You can go to L and under life sciences and find a comprehensive listing here. You can click on it some more and get more detailed information about the programs that they offer. So really spend some time on the calendar. Okay, now wish me luck. We're going to go back to my presentation. I hope I can get the screen share right. Yay, I hope. Okay, so let's sum up a bit. All right, using the calendar to choose your courses first. Choose courses that relate to any program in which you're interested. That A to Z program listing will help. Next, consider special opportunities like first year foundation courses or ONES program courses. Third, think about choosing courses that will help fulfill a breadth requirement that's not already covered by your program requirements. And fourth, any other elective. What is it that you're interested in learning? Is it a new language? Is it about religion or music or science? These would be, if they're not directly related to your program, they would be considered an elective. All right, here's my second to last slide. Choose a few programs in which you may be interested. Your interests may change over time. So when you're choosing your courses, maybe select up to 3 different programs that you think, okay, these are potential that I might be interested in applying for at the end of your first year. Prioritize your first year required courses for those programs, because when you're enrolling in courses, you're enrolling on the same day, as we'll talk about in the timetable sessions, as everybody else, all other first year students. And so you want to make sure that you do your best to get into the courses that you need for your programs, and then have a few selections, few options for your electives. Balance your course load for both terms. So if you're taking 5 credits overall, make sure that you enroll in 5 credits per semester, try and have a balanced year. And then connect with departmental representatives who are subject area experts in their particular programs. In the Innis College Registrar's office at this contact information, or email any one of us directly, and we can help you. This is literally our job, is to help you get through your academic experience at U of T.